Hello artists! Today I'm going to teach you how to paint some snowmen. We've been painting a lot in class lately, but we've never painted anything so small. I'm going to give you a piece of construction paper and I want you to practice painting it on the construction paper first. So what you're going to do is you're going to trace your ornament and you can practice in here first. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a pencil line there. I'm going to paint directly on here and show you a couple tricks. So what you want to do is you want to get barely any paint on your brush. You're going to have to keep picking up paint because if you pick up a big old glob of paint, you're not going to be able to get a small shape like these snowmen. So I'm going to paint a snowman with a scarf. So I'm going to start with his head. So you can either paint the head with your brush really carefully. Did you see how I drew a circle first? I don't have enough paint on my brush to do the rest, so I have to get some more paint. And then I could paint his body. Maybe his head should be bigger. I'm leaving a little room for the scarf. And then I'm going to dry this with a hairdryer. Another thing you could do is, I gave you some toothpicks. You could use toothpicks for snow. We could also use toothpicks later for the mouth, but right now it's too wet to do that. So if you were to add any black dots right now for the buttons or the mouth or even the nose, it would get mixed with the white. So after you paint the white of the snowman, we need to dry it with the hairdryer that I brought. Maybe you want to paint the background also. So let's say I want to paint this background maybe blue. You could paint the whole thing blue. And then we'll have to dry it with the hairdryer. The brush. So before you rinse it off, wipe off any excess paint or any extra paint, then rinse it off, wipe it off again. Another thing you could do for the snowman, if it's easier for you, I have some cotton or Q-tips. So you could try to use a Q-tip to paint the shape of the body. So you might want to test out a few different ways of painting on your paper first before you start on your wood because you only get one piece of wood. If it bothers you that the white is a little see-through, you might have to do a second coat of white and then you'll have to dry it before you do anything else. So I'm going to add a second coat to this one and some snow to this tree. All right, so for the nose, you want to make sure you have barely any paint on your brush. Barely any. Practice this on your paper. And then I'm going to use the toothpick for the buttons and the mouth. You can decide if you want to outline the snowman. You could use a permanent marker. It's a little more challenging with a paintbrush to get a thin line. Or you could even use the toothpick. Okay, let me show you how to outline it with the toothpick. So you barely have any paint. And you'll just have to keep picking up lots of paint because you can see right there I didn't outline very much. And again, you don't have to outline it. It's harder to outline. So you can also outline with permanent marker. So you get to decide what works best for you. But you need to make sure that you dried your paint before you outline it with permanent marker, or it's going to ruin all the markers. And we won't have them anymore. I think this one needs some more snow. I'm going to use my toothpick. Or I could even do blue snow. I think I'll do blue snow. So those are my tricks. Don't put a lot of paint on your brush. Test it on your paper. You only get one. I can't wait to see them.